it seems we're live. I hope that you will be able to hear me. So I'm just setting up. Tonight is candles by candlelight. Journaling by candlelight. Mimosa and sunflower and me. And the reason for that is load shedding. Yay. And I was just planning on going live all day. First, I wanted to do it this afternoon. Then I got some creative ideas going, which is typical for me. And then I had to work out the creative ideas. I had to quickly do it because I wanted to use it in my video. And I had to share it somewhere, and I didn't want to put it in the shop. So there's a little surprise for the Lily Bee Kit Club members over on the Buy Me Coffee page. So you can find the link in the description of this video, or just follow our Linktree link. So it's just linktr.ee /Ivytree Studio, and I share that link in all of our bios, so you can check any of our accounts and you'll be able to click on that link and save it to your desktop. Make sure that you link it to your desktop of your phone. Then you can just easily click on it and it will take you all the places that you need to go. I always update it with the latest links, so the latest videos are on there, linked at the top of the list, and then the shop sections further down. But it's an easy kind of left brain way of getting around to our very creative store with tons and tons of things for you to play with and be creative with. And every time I think to slow down the content, then I get new ideas, and then so the content grows. So that's creativity for you. So I hope that some people will join me tonight. So please pop me a little hello. I don't see anybody yet, so I'm trying to find the chat. And it is Friday night in South Africa, and it's warm and clammy, and we've got mosquitoes and flies, and it's typical African weather and really hot. So I'm up in my studio, and I really appreciate when the power is on so that I can have my fan going. I recently lent my air conditioning unit to my husband because he's got a bigger issue than me. His little office outside is really crispy hot oven, and so I have some, love in my heart for my husband. So I decided it was just gathering dust, and it makes a ton of noise, and I can't do videos with it. So, and he's fine with it. He works with earphones in, and his students can't hear the noise. But with videos, I can't do that. So I have to have the fan on, and now the fan is not on. So really hot. But decided to do this live anyway to share with you the progress I'm making. So this is 2 weeks of journaling already, and I wonder where people are at tonight. But I barely just said I was going live, so it is on Facebook and Instagram and all the places. I quickly shared that, so I'm just going to continue until somebody pops in. But anyway, so this is all about creative journaling, and if you are a Christian believer, then you're in the right place, because we believe in the Word of God, and we've used that as our foundation that we build on and make our home in terms of our creativity and our journaling life. And so in the previous live video, I shared my process a little bit and shared ideas on week 2. So week 2 is a little different than week 1. I basically did it day by day. Didn't do it necessarily in consecutive days. That's not the idea. The idea is that when you do sit down, you take the next day's prompt and you continue, and the dates can differ from anybody else doing this project. You can start at any time as long as you journal out all 120 of the prompts. So that could take you 120 days minimum. It could take you a little longer. I'm really thirsty because it's really hot. Let me just grab some water. Hubby made me tea, but I should actually drink the tea. The tea, they say, cool you down. So I'm just taking a sip of water. And okay, where were we? I'm tongue-tied tonight. It's the heat. You get heat brain. When the computer's brain heats up, it goes slower, and that's the same with me. Right, so I try to do process videos, shorter ones, a couple of longer ones. I think the longest one's about 12 or 15 minutes, but then the rest are really short, just to give you some ideas of what you can do. The latest two just went out today, and there's some posts that I will send out, or that is scheduled to go out, to just announce it. But if you're joining me live, then you know that there's two new little process videos, really short, will take you a minute or two just to work through and just to get some ideas. You can add in extra things, you can extend your journaling to the pages in between, doesn't matter. I didn't do a process for day 7, really simple, use some doilies and things. So that was week 1. I reflected back on the week, and just to get kind of the main thought there. And the whole project, the idea of this project is expressing your gratitude towards God, not just expressing gratitude or saying, oh, I'm so thankful for things. You take it to where it belongs, to the Lord of Lords, and you make sure that you express your gratitude towards Him for the things that He does for you daily, what He provides, big and small. He holds your future in the palm of His hands, so that's a place to kind of linger. I haven't really, and I just dropped a ton of things, which I will probably need later on. But I was just reaching for this little bow and thinking of placing it in this tag. I didn't decorate the tag. So if you haven't found the tags yet, this is part of the challenge kit. I've updated the challenge kit. So if you don't have the challenge kit yet, but if you do, you want the updated tags. The ones I shared last week was not fully perfect. So I shared an update over on the Buy Me Coffee page on the extras section. So you can just check that, follow the link in the bio or in the description below. And then you can download these tags, which you can then kind of move from pocket to pocket or from book to book as you journal out the scriptures here and write them out. So I have been progressing down the line here, and this tag will move to the next book because I will probably just journal up to Hebrews in this one. So 3 scriptures left, so the tag will then move to the next book's pocket, so that I always have the scriptures close by. You can pop them into your Bible, things like that. Right, then what we said we're going to do last week was just to prep the messy art bit for your backgrounds ahead over the weekend, and I did that, and some of it I only finished on Monday. But then what I did was I matched the kits, because I didn't look at the kits up front to choose my color scheme for each page so I can do it consecutively, because I didn't want to lock myself in. I wanted to give myself a little bit of creative challenge. And so what I did then was to later on come and match the kits, and it worked out perfectly. In the end, I'm still left with day 14, so hopefully I'll get around to journaling that a little bit tonight. And I found that all of the kits and all of the elements in the kits were totally enough to fill the pages. Here and there I added some of the worded elements kit ephemera and cards, and some of the Jesus and coffee journaling kits, little ephemera pieces. So I have that extra if I wanted to color in, and I feel like there's like a little spot that I still wanted to fill up. And I really enjoyed the process. So let me walk you through. So in the end, I'm going to walk you through the order in the book, and then you'll see that the order is not by day really. So first off, day 10, really enjoyed this little one. Some of my journaling I will sit and complete. My micro journaling just completed this weekend, so I finished all of the creative things during the week, and I really enjoyed it, and at least read through the prompts and things and pondered them. And so by the time that I sit down to journal, I will have enough to journal out, and read the scriptures in between, and some of them I even wrote them out. But the idea is just to stimulate your thoughts, and if you want to do more journaling, you can do that. I hide it in the pockets. You can keep it out in front. You can do a creative spread I just have something flying in. Oh my goodness, let me just close the window because it's coming after the light. Ton of things that I need to move to get to my window tonight. I've got things in the way. Trolleys and things. Okay, that's better. So while you are listening to me speak, then you can also pop into the Buy Me a Coffee page and download. Oh my goodness, here is the friend. Let me just grab it. Oh my goodness. Ow! And I got it. It looks like a praying mantis, some kind of flying, feathery African insect. Just scared the heck out of me. Okay, fun on a Friday night. What was I saying? So, if you wanted to journal out more, you can always add in pages and then extend your journaling to kind of stretch out things that you're doing. I used only a double page for each day, and I'm left with a couple of blank pages. You could have left pages in between and kind of spread it around so that it gives you more flexibility in terms of if you wanted to add a song of the day, the lyrics, you want to write a poem or a prayer or something that you wanted to take note of or document a moment with a photo. You can do things like that as well, depending on the time that you have available. So that's day 8. Didn't share process on day 8, but I kind of showed you the page on the day 9 video. So you can check it out there. And the word of the day for me was endurance. I run my race with endurance because of the gift of Christ's grace. So this focus was on grace. And so I thought that that cup that we hold each day can kind of represent the cup of grace that we drink from on a daily basis. And I was saying, thank you, Jesus, for endurance. And endurance can be hard when you're going through difficult seasons or challenging times, like we did with the pandemic or with health issues or with family challenges or whatever. And endurance is something that God gives us. He helps us not to give up. I can't tell you how many times in the past 2-3 years I've even said it out loud, and I spoke it out of my spirit to God and said, I want to give up. Please help me. Let me give up. And every time God says, he waits a while, he keeps quiet, and then after a while, he gives me the message, don't give up. It's just very simple. It's not a difficult message. Just don't give up. And then if you look at the reasons why not found in God's word, then that will encourage you to have more endurance. And it's something that if you plug into the Holy Spirit, he will give you that endurance. Right, so day 12, I haven't done day 14, so I'll do that tonight. Then day 12 went really well. I still need to print more of the number sheet because I ran out of ones, so that I can do day 11 and day 14 as well, and perhaps a couple of the others, I'm not sure. We'll check. But I need more of those. Then I used some elements from the Mr. Man collection that I pulled out, and that had some vintage paper elements and things. He used one of the pieces to create the pocket with. And then I was starting to think about pockets again. I'm into the kind of printing on vellum, but not vellum necessarily because it's a little bit expensive, and tracing sheets is becoming to also increase in price. But I found one that is a really nice quality. It's not too thick, and been printing on that. And then just extended day 12 a little bit with that vellum flip in or tip in. And then day 9 was really a fun one to do, and you will see in my marketing I even used it as a little inspiration card that I will share soon. the girl had a little scarf on, so our ephemera piece. And it's not winter in South Africa now, but the coziness of winter and December and the idea of a kind of snowy Christmas is always appealing no matter where you live in the world, especially if you're over 50 or closing to 50. I'm nearly there. Then hormones and things make you long for cooler weather. And so living in Africa, that's definitely something that I long for. We haven't had like heat waves in a while. Last year was just a perfect cool summer, and really enjoyed it. Didn't have any issues with heat stroke and things. And so I've got elderly parents, and I'm always worried when it's this hot because they are frail, and the heat is just, it takes it out of them a lot. So, all right, and then just added some cards and things that I want to write on later on. And when I did the painting, I did the background. Now you'll see in my video, I discussed that quickly. I used basically a couple of colors, and I used a dry brush method. So I just held my hand still and went from left to right, just quickly just brushed it, and so that it's kind of a strokey stroke. And then I went the other way with the next color, and then I came back in sideways again, but just kept it, just went from left to right, picked up my brush, left to right, just as a practice, and then went in the next color up and down in the same fashion, and then went sideways again. So I've got these interesting kind of blending going on, and then I used the final little yellow that was on my brush to just go over everything and kind of give it an extra texture. And then what was left, I felt like this page I used a really light color. I think it was this flesh highlight flesh. And no, it wasn't. It was this one, I think. Yeah, natural buff. Yes, it was the natural buff Americano paint in this background, so that I could write on it. And then I just took that kind of ochre yellow color just and made little swashes here, just like a centimeter in width. And when I eventually got round to the page, it looked like little tassels mimicked her scarf, at the end of her scarf. And so I wrote down, because I got this thought in that moment, and I always feel like this is when the Holy Spirit comes to speak to you. Like the tassels on a scarf, so are your mercies to me daily. Right. And then just checking the live. It seems quiet in the land of internet tonight. Perhaps everybody in South Africa has got load shedding. Right. And then day 13, really quickly just added a pocket in at the bottom that I made with a off-cut piece of paper, and added it in with washi. Just need to add some glue because it's not sticking properly. Right, and by that time I really felt like I wanted to change up in the next book the way that I do the pockets, and need to challenge myself on that a little bit. And so we will see if we can do that tonight. So we still need to do day 14, and we'll see how long my lights last and my internet is going strong. Now I'm going to talk about what I have as a special little gift for our club members. Now over on the Buy Me a Coffee page, I created the Lily Bee Kit Club, and at the moment it is only a one-level club. Later on, perhaps in the next year, I will grow it to 2 and 3 levels, so you can have a choice in how much content you receive on a monthly basis. And I will be more intentional also with the type of content. But for the moment, I'm just playing around and just going on a whim and just making sure that I do give you content for the support that you give me. And at the moment, it's basically $2 a month, which is like in South African terms, that's about 36 Rand, which is probably like a bread or two. That's about what you support me with. Which I'm very thankful for. So I've got a goal over on the Buy Me a Coffee page. I am saving up to purchase an Apple iPad. I'm still researching and making decisions on which one I want. But for now, I've got a basic goal for that I placed on that page, so that I kind of know where I'm going with the support that I raised there. All right, so if you're interested, you can pop over. There are two little specials. Now, I'm not going to say what you get inside, whether it is everything that I'm going to show you or just some of it. Now, unfortunately, I was just too late to print the whole thing. So there are still some pages outstanding to be printed with the one kit. I think basically just the front one, which is a box for cards, and that one is a little tricky, so I think it's good that it's not printed, because what I'll do is I'll do that in another video. I'll prep a recorded video for that one, so that I can kind of work you through step by step, or walk you through step by step. But the basic idea of these pockets is to give you little templates that you can cut out, put it on a ring, or put it in an envelope. So if you've purchased my Ivy templates before, I've got some in the Gabriella collection that is amazing shapes and things. So I like doing templates. And I've got a variety of types of templates that I do, so you can check out the store. I think what I need to do is just go check if my categories has got a template section. I'm not sure if I've added that, but I will. So if I haven't, I will. But you can just search in the search bar in the store templates, and it will just pop up anything with the name template in it. So you can go check that out. And so tonight's template kit, you might or you might not receive it in full over on Buy Me a Coffee. So if you're a member, it will be a surprise whether you get a one pager or all the pages. So hopefully there is enough there to please your little heart. And I've got a variety of pockets. So one, you can basically use it different ways. You probably don't need two of these, but it's just like the direction of these are already given to you. So you get one where the flip is on the left side, and one when it's on the other side. So just play around with these. And you can print directly on your I would say on the back of your pattern paper. So single-sided will probably be best. Don't waste paper. So what you can do is just use the Jesus and Coffee collection and print a couple of pages single-sided, and then put it back into your printer. Make sure the direction is correct, and you print on the back side. Print your pattern on the back side, and then cut that out and see what you get. Play around with it. See what the maximum is that you can get out of these templates. I'm going to, for tonight's purpose, just select some and just do them straight off as a template, like a pattern. When you do clothing, you would need the pattern and you would need the paper, and trace it with a pencil and then cut it out. So these templates aren't perfect because they happened actually today, but I think they're good enough to give you a basic little pocket that would be quick. So if you have these templates and you have them in your box, then it's quick to change up your pockets every time, so you don't get bored with the same style of pocket. So there's a couple of styles in there. Now I'll get down to that snipping up in a minute. And then the next one is basically, and I think my problem is I forgot, and this is something that I can suggest you remind yourself of. I had my printer set to printing black and white, and I forgot to return it to color. So it's not printing the color. Or it didn't print the color, but it's in the color scheme of the Jesus and Coffee collection. But these are good enough. I can use them anyway. Little grid pocket cards with labels of the week, Monday to Sunday, and the next one is today, because you always need more of today. And then these ones are just a different style with the color palette as a decoration on there, and unfortunately you won't be able to see now what it looks like. So surprise, surprise, you have to go download the kit, and it's not in the store as yet. I still have to decide where I'm going to upload it in the store. With am I going to kind of add these to the pocket card kit, or will I load it separately? Probably separately, so you can purchase the add-on if you want to. And then that's basically it. So these are so that you can use it in your pockets. And so the pockets are structured in such a way that it would fit basic standard 3x4 pocket card. So let's get cutting. Let me just see what's going on tonight. I'm just checking. The internet is not that great, so I'm going to switch off my phone so I don't kind of have double internet going. Mosquitoes are just horrible. Okay, so just checking my Facebook quickly. Okay, anyway, seems like the marketing went through. I hope I don't have any settings that's not perfect or that's set to private or something. But I was able to see my live. I just don't want to be on because it was kind of lagging. So I don't want to be on my phone and my laptop. So let me just, I won't be able to see the chat now unless I look behind me. But I can't see anybody there. Oh, I see Henriette. Sorry. There you are. Henriette is there. So let me know what you're doing, Henriette. And have you downloaded the pockets? So it is set to a price for the public, but if you're a member, you get it free. So then if you've already signed up, then it's just a quick download. So we're going to try the first one and then we'll cut another one. Okay. So I have had load shedding tonight and I have had mosquitoes around my ears tormenting me. And I have had a flying something or other come in. I had to catch it and it's now in my bin. And I, I basically tied up the bag, the refuse bag, with it inside. Perhaps later on I'll ask Henry to come and free it. But it's because I forgot to close my little curtain. Otherwise they come flying in, and I actually need like a screen in front of my window so I can keep the window open but not let in all of the African insect population, which is kind of large and in charge. There's one with a very interesting name, and it's a horrible insect. It's called a Parktown prawn, and it's brown and long and crawly and flies, and it's horrible. It looks like a prawn or lobster, mini lobster. Okay, busy making your week 2 pocket journal. I was also thinking you can use this project in terms of your faith text. You can also do a faith text. Do small cards with your journaling, like A5 size cards, kind of landscape, and then put them in a box when you're done. Don't have to do the books. I like the book because it kind of keeps everything in one place for me, and then later on I like kind of paging through my books. You'll see me do that in my process videos, even while I'm mid-project. Going back and forth just gives me ideas. It gives my eye ideas. What have I done before? What can I do now that's different? So when you print directly onto your pattern paper, it's a question of print, fold, glue, and then you've got a pocket. Now it's kind of an extra step because you have that. I'm not going to do both of these now. It's basically the same, just a different direction. So our load shedding has been going on for nearly an hour now. So there's another hour and then the power will be back on. It is what it is, and you kind of have to make the best of it. So I've got two little lights, my candle and a ring light. And when I set the ring light to a low setting, then my battery pack lasts for the 2-hour session. So don't know if it's going to last. It basically should. I'm not even on 75%. So I've been really enjoying the journaling this week. It kind of challenged me a little bit more than the first week. Challenged in a good way in terms of kind of being creative. I'll see if I can find more designs or think up more designs for these pockets. You can use tissue paper, you can use glycine bags, you can use doilies to fold pockets, vellum or tracing paper, fabric even, if you want to do fabric. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 types for the moment. And then I'll leave these guys for later. We've got one more design. If I do misprints like that, I always gift it to my dad. He uses it, so I don't accumulate stuff. I've got enough accumulating I want to get rid of. So I love the fact that I'm using up all the elements. I haven't had leftovers from any of these smaller kits. I've used up the whole kit every time, and I like that. The only extras I have is from the Jesus and Coffee collection, but I had that already from earlier this year. So there's also nothing that says you can't go back and use a collection again or use it for a different purpose. We're moving into Christmas season, and I just released, or not released, but just shared all of our Christmas products in the featured products section so you can easily find it. And I will be bringing out a couple of items, new items for this year. Not big collections, just small kits. Okay, so we've got a couple of those. Perhaps I'll cut this one out and then I'm done with everything. But the fact is, if you do it this way, then you can just flip over the pattern and you'll have the other side. But when you print on pattern paper, then it's convenient if you already have the flip laid out on the page for you. So okay, so my pockets are done. So these templates can go in a little bag. This is the only one that's kind of awkward. Now this is very easy because you don't need the bottom flip that I've been doing all this time. You basically need the sides, and you've got a little bit longer space. So this would kind of be your traditional library pocket. And then you can just punch a notch in there if you want to. You don't have to. So that's why I don't have it there. This one is kind of a pocket where you have kind of everything already there for you. You can do like a little folder, or you can fold it in there. So this flip will go inside, and it's like a card with a pocket inside. And you can do a little close for it. Do it this way around, doesn't really matter. I will probably try it this way, so you have something in front and something that you can pop in here as well, with it being open on the sides if you want. And you're doing this for that purpose, that to do a double pocket, then I would just do a little flip on here, because if you fold that in, then it's closed at the bottom because you have this, and then you have your flip there, so you'll have a closed pocket. But if you don't mind and you want it kind of gaping open, you can just have it like that. So you've got options with this one. My voice is going. Let me have some tea. So what are you drinking tonight, Ingrid? Ooh, that smells so good. I think it's the vanilla chai tea. Yes, vanilla chai. This one, the notch can be done later on with a punch, but it is there for you. So let's see. I was thinking of, I've got these old vintage book papers that someone gave me. So let me see what I'm going to do with this one, and if it fits on any of these pockets. Okay, let's do that one. So I'm just making a little mark so I know where I'm going to fold the pocket. Just quickly putting the lines, and then we can cut that out. It's printed on both sides, so this one doesn't matter. This is really old paper. It's very kind of brittle. Remember, you can use your school bell or your school board to do this. And the pocket is done. That's basically it. So I can just glue it down. And there we go. So it's a side open pocket, and I did it kind of upside down with the inside bit, but what you can do is just pop in some elements. Let's see what I have here. Stick something down. And there we go. Little pocket already decorated. So what I'm going to do this weekend is I'm going to sit and make pockets so that I have my pockets ready up front and they can go in my books. All right, so that's one pocket down. And I wanted to do a couple of others as well. Let me see if I can do something that's different. How about this one? I thought that this piece of paper was really like an art piece. It's really beautiful. So we want the other side. Just planning which part to close in. I think that would be it. So just a little bit planning. The noises of the night. I wonder if you can hear it on my video. People racing home and dogs barking. Okay. Some of these might be a little too broad for your travel notebook, but you can put them down sideways or you can shrink them a little bit. This one is going to go, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it down this one, it's going to flip closed, and I will use a Velcro dot to close it. And then what I'm going to probably do, oops, I didn't plan properly, but it's okay, I will decorate the mistake. That's the wonderful thing about creativity, is there's no such thing as a mistake really, because you can, it's just a problem that you need to solve, so it challenges you a little bit out of the box, thinking how you can solve it. So I went into the branding strip there, so I've got a little white tip, but I can do something about that. It's just a question of what. So let me think. Okay, perfect. And I don't want to lose the shape of the pocket, so I'm just going to add that element, and I don't want to lose all of the red color here. So what I'm doing is just snipping that away. And that gives a little interesting. So sometimes a mistake leads to a happy mistake. There we go. Okay, there's a little more interest on the pocket. And then it's a question of folding. You can score or fold. So it's an envelope. What you can do is you can add flips to the front side. So before you cut away, just about a centimeter away, add a little kind of extra piece of paper. Just cut away the corners, and you've got a flip to close your envelope. The idea is also that you can just have it open and do a pocket here where you put things in, and it's kind of like that. So there's a couple of ideas. So next one done. And I'm not going to kind of finish it now because I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet. So I don't want to kind of do it, fix it permanently, and later on I can't personalize it to the project that I'm working on. So it's just doing some prep work with the pockets. All right, so what else? Let's see. So we've got these guys, can also make for a nice pocket. We've got this one. Let's do this one. Oh, I think this would be making for beautiful, beautiful pocket. Just a little bit of a mark to make sure that I get the folding lines. This would be the inside of the pocket. Cutting that out. I like using these scissors for cutting round edges instead of my Heidi Swap Big Mama. That one is great for like long run cuts, like straight cuts. Then you get to the end of the page quicker, but this one is more for detailed cutting. Okay, and that piece I will save for a flag or something. If your cardstock is really thick, then you might consider the scoring with an embossing tool. It will just make it a little easier. This is a very thick cardstock. And if you don't have a bone folder, a nice ruler like this one does the trick. And there you go. And I'm also not going to cut the notch until I know what I'm going to do with the pocket. So that one is done. Right. Let me just put away some of the paper. I think I planned the bigger sheets for the box that I wanted to do, but as I said, load shedding caught me out, and I will do this in a separate video. I'm going to use some of it to make the pockets. Okay, so we'll leave that for later on. And by the way, I don't know, did I share the newer kits with you already? Let me quickly do that before I journal on. let's look through kit 31. So that would be from 31 to 70. Then you can have a look at what the newer kits will be like, and call this your unboxing. So I did release up to, I think, about 35 or so, 36, I'm not sure. It's already in the store. So I did do a new release, I think 2 this week. So you can check out the section in the store under Jesus Coffee and Gratitude. So it is one of the highlighted sections. So when you get in the store, it's about the third section there. So it's easy to find. Right, so day 31, this is a lot of pinks and focus on green. So now we're going to go into Christmas. So there's going to be kind of a Christmassy feel, but not really full on Christmas. So that you can use it anytime. Then day 32 is a coloring one with a girl that you can color in. And I really like the florals. Nice big cup of tea, which reminds me I need to drink mine. Vanilla chai is yummy. And I like the fact that I can close the lid of my tumbler. My little flask. It's more of a flask. It keeps it hot until I've finished all my tea, because I tend to forget about the tea and then it's cold. In this one, you don't have that problem. It's hot until the last sip, and even hours later, which I like. Right, and then I can close the lid so that if I do sit and journal in my studio and there's little flies and things and mosquitoes, little critters flying around, it doesn't get into my tea. So I'm very happy about that. Right, day 33, a little girl making a cappuccino and an envelope. So here and there I try and change things up. This gives you a little Christmassy feel with a wreath, and that pink color I tweaked a little darker so it nearly looks like red. This one is really soft colors, really like that with the brown and the mint. Day 36, lots of anise star, anise seed, I think that's what you call that, and pomegranates and blueberries, just to change things up. And it's kind of the spices and the feel of Christmas. It's this time of year, and it kind of comes from all of the elements in the little people image. They're stirring the cup, so you can just think, what is going in that cup? What is this heart? Is it love? Is it God's love? And we share it with our friends during this season. And then a girl holding her heart. And proteas. I think I did show you up to here, or maybe a little further. Love the proteas. Love, love, love this one. It's always once a week a coloring element. And then number 40, very Christmassy. And 41, 2 cups. So what can you journal out? What are you thankful for? A friend, 2 people, a person to share your coffee with that day. Lots of roses. Then going into bringing a little bit of a purpley blue into the mix, just changing things up, but still keeping to the browns and the muted tones, earthy tones. And I like the fact that there's like looks like a little rainbow, but it's just some arty elements and florals. And then back to all of the yumminess of the spice season. Lots of yellows and greens, 4 colors. And those 2 circling the teacup again, or the coffee cup, with yellow roses. Day 45, she's happy about something. Lots of florals in this one. And then little funky pink with Miss Funky Hat. I don't know what she's got on there. She can be coming out of the shower with a robe and her towel around her head, or she's an African lady sitting in a coffee shop reading the menu, or she's reading God's Word, looking through a journal. What is it that she's doing? And this girl looks like she's got a tune that she's dancing to, so something about dance. Really like the colors in this one. And then some blues again, bringing in the blues just to change things up. So it might be that there's a new color being introduced. It's not in your color palette, and that makes it interesting. It might not even match at all, but the others you would find would be matching. And so that's kind of the creative part in designing these kits. This one, really friendly little girl holding out her heart hands. And then we've got day 50, lots of pink and green. This one is also fun. You've got two coffees. One is coffee to go, and then you can write something on that label. This one, she's talking on her phone to someone and waving at the person. So what is it that day's journaling can hold for you, you think? And then cups flourishing with something. And then two friends drinking coffee. And here I focused a lot on the greens, khaki colors, really beautiful, muted, soft palette. And I really like the milk splashing in that coffee. This one is sweet with a very large coffee cup. Change the layout a little bit around. And this is Christmas Day. So day 55 is supposed to be around Christmas Day. And so I kept it really fresh and fun, and it can work for winter, it can work for summer. So it doesn't really matter where you live. This would be a really friendly little kit. Day 56. Lots of oranges and pinks and a little bit of mint. This one has got different types of florals. That's like a paper strip, but you can do borders, so you can cut that out a little bit, do a border. I like my blue, so another type of blue brought in here in this one. Really like the strip at the bottom and the top. Another kind of just leaves, not florals, and then a big floral. Coloring element. So you won't be able to really see what is in all of the kits. You get a glimpse of the 7 kits in a bundle, but this is a way to know kind of what is in all of them. Right, so they bundled 7 together. Really like this one. I think it's one of my favorites. Okay, 62, big flowers and a washi strip. 63, also a favorite. 64, we've got a coffee machine and holding out some coffee love. Something really different with lots of gold elements in the florals. Fun. This one is really fun. So I brought that green out a little bit with the yellows and oranges, and you can write something on the coffee sleeve if you want to. She looks like she's contemplating life. I really like her hairstyle. Wish I can get my hair to do that. This is also a beautiful one. Big coffee cup. This can work in a big Bible journaling spread as well. It might be a little big for the travel notebook, but it can work. And so if you do the pocket thing, but you can also spread it over more than one page if you want to. And then 68 and 69. I haven't done hanging plants. So there we go. So focus on all of the plants, less on the coffee, but there is a mug. And this is one of my favorites, Day 70. Really like the color scheme in this girl. Okay, so now you've seen all the latest kits. They're all loaded in the store. They just don't have been released, all of them. So December will see about 4 to 5 new bundles. And I'm working on the ones for January. So they haven't been finished yet. They are kind of midway, but I'm progressing slowly. I wanted to be finished by the end of November, probably the first week of December, so I can take a break. And I'm also already working on some projects for next year, for a kind of journaling plan for the year. If you want to join the club, we'll probably work through kind of a schedule. Okay, and I'm just going to plan out what I'm going to do, and then I'll end the live. I don't want to be too long here. So you've seen me do the pockets, make some pockets, talked about a couple of things, and shared kind of the full walkthrough. Day 12, there's day 9, day 13, and so we just need to do this one. I really liked leaving this for last. This was one of the most successful of all of my backgrounds, I feel. Really like the color scheme. Use distress oxides with a stencil. Just put the stencil inside the wet distress oxide and put it down like you would with a piece of plastic or sheet of plastic bag. It's not as flexible, the stencil, but it does give you interesting marks, and it was a sunflower stencil, so it gives you that kind of spread of the ink. Just used a little bit of gel medium through a dotty stencil to add texture. Used my wax on top of that, gold wax, and then just use my glue top to pick up the extra ink that was left over from the brown ink, and just made little coffee stains, mini coffee stains, and that's that. So really stains, mini coffee stains, and that's that. So I really like this one, and so it fits with the color scheme of Day 14's kit. There she's going to be kind of in the middle. So I'm just going to fold it. So to get that fold, put your ruler there and just fold a little bit. Let me take all of this out of the way. So I know where to snip. So to the right of a coffee cup, and then just that piece there, and then before we glue, just going to plan it out. Okay, so I've got 2 scriptures left for this week. My card, just wanted to put the things separate. I've got a process now and kind of know what to do. Okay, so we've got 2 pieces of paper. We want a pocket, so I don't know if one of these pockets will work. That does kind of work. So I wonder. But we do it that way, and then you open up like this. That might just work. You can also do it the other way around, like so. Then it's on the front bit. I don't know. I don't think that's the one for me, to be honest. So I think my battery is running low. I'm going to stop there. I think it will be a pocket like this. It's going to be this one. I think it contrasts nicely and it picks up that blue in the paper. I will decorate with the paper, add the flowers to 3 places probably, to my pocket, to the girl over here, and up top somewhere, we'll see, perhaps there. Add the coffee cup to the pocket, add all of the elements inside and spread the butterflies, and I'll call that my spread after I've tabbed it. Something like that. And add the numbers, and then I can just do journaling. So this is going to be really easy, and I will see you in the next one because my battery is done on my laptop, and the power hasn't come on yet. We still have half an hour to go. Thank you for those who've joined me live. Thank you, Henriette. And I will see you in the next one. I will save this video and share it so that you can rewatch. And I hope that you enjoy week 3.